Welcome to part 3 of my 4-part series about buying a home. If you want to start at the beginning, you can find part 1 linked above. Choosing a real estate agent is one of the most important decisions for your home buying experience. Before we talk about how to find a good real estate agent, it's important to understand how realtors make their money since their financial motivations tend to be more aligned with sellers than buyers. 99% of real estate agents only get paid via commission, which only happens when they officially close a successful sale of a property. The term commission in a sales context means a percentage of the total sale amount that the salesperson receives as compensation for closing the deal. The industry standard realtor commission rate is 6% and is paid by the person selling the property. That means real estate agents have no salary or hourly pay for showing up to the office, answering your questions, writing contracts, or driving around showing you houses. Everything they do for you is wasted time if you don't end up purchasing a property. That's why real estate agents choose who they spend their time on very carefully and will be trying to judge if you're serious about buying a home. It also means that they're monetarily incentivized to get you to buy a property. Any property, as quickly as possible and for as much money as possible. That doesn't mean that your real estate agent will act unethically or try to cheat you, but it's important for you to understand their financial incentives so you can be careful. Let's look at an example transaction. Let's say we sold our average US home valued at $400,000. At the standard 6%, we'll have $24,000 of commissions that will be paid to the agents at the time the sale closes. All real estate agents are required to work for a real estate broker who takes legal responsibility to ensure the transaction complies with the law and was completed correctly. Most states have many additional hours of coursework, as well as licensing tests and minimum years of experience before you can become a broker. This is why you'll see many real estate agents working for large brokerage companies like Keller Williams, RE/MAX, or Century 21. The broker frequently takes as much as 50% of the commission earned by the agents, but frequently provide other services to the realtor like office space, marketing materials, and errors and omissions insurance. If we assume the brokers take 50% in our example, then the $24,000 would be split into 4 equal parts, one to the seller's agent, one to the seller's broker, one to the buyer's agent, and one to the buyer's broker. There are some places like Redfin.com that are trying out different compensation structures for realtors. Redfin pays realtors an annual salary to better align their incentives with buyers, and then pays them bonuses based on customer satisfaction surveys. This is still a pretty rare concept, but personally I think it makes for a much better buyer's experience. So what things can you expect a real estate agent to help you with? In this case, let's focus on the services they provide for buyers rather than sellers, since this series is about buying a home. One of the first services you may get from a realtor is help finding a property. Many buyers will meet with an agent and explain what they're looking for in a property, and the realtor will search for matching properties and provide some recommendations. This was what everyone did before real estate listing websites were created to make searching on your own more feasible. Once you have some properties that you've decided you want to see in person, your realtor will then contact the listing agent for every one of those properties and schedule times for you to walk through those properties. These are called showings. Your realtor is also heavily involved in the mechanics of making an offer on a property and ensuring all the paperwork is completed correctly. It's very rare that the seller and buyer will ever interact directly. The seller agent and buyer agent will typically act as the intermediaries for negotiations on everything from price to closing date. With so much being handled by your real estate agent, you can see why getting someone good is important. Unfortunately, there aren't many quantitative ways to compare real estate agents to select the best one. However, there are still some things you can do to improve your odds of getting a great realtor. Referrals are a great place to start. If you have a friend or family member in the area who had a great experience with a realtor, they'll be quick to recommend them. Ask around, see if anyone you trust is willing to recommend someone. It seems like everyone has a relative who's a part-time realtor, so take any recommendations of family members with a grain of salt. If you can't get any recommendations, then you'll have to start from scratch. If you visit home listing sites, you'll see lots of 5-star rated realtors being recommended to you. There are certainly great real estate agents available through these sites, but be aware that realtors are paying these sites to connect them with buyers. This is one of the primary ways these listing sites make their money, so don't be fooled into thinking it's some independent Amazon 5-star review. This is advertising. A realtor is someone you'll likely end up working with for a few months. Take time to speak with a few different agents to learn more about them. Even the amount of time it takes them to respond to your email can be a great indicator of what it will be like to work with them. 3 good questions that I like to ask are, how many active clients do you have? Too few may indicate a lack of experience. Too many may mean they don't have time for you. Do you primarily work with buyers or sellers? It's 2 very different skill sets, though most agents will do a mixture of both. What's your specialty? This will give you a sense of what areas they spend their time in and what they think gives them an edge over other realtors. Just remember that small red flags this early in the discussion are likely indications of frustrations and problems down the road. As a serious home buyer, you're a hot commodity, potentially worth thousands of dollars in commissions to an agent. Keep looking until you find someone you're excited about working with. And that's everything you need to know about choosing the right real estate agent. In the final part of this series, we'll look at the steps from making an offer to getting the keys to your new property. See you next time.